If you're wanting a simple everyday look, this is for you. First, I am prepping the skin. I used a toner before applying moisturizer. You can incorporate a primer if you would like that in your skin prep. I just don't do it here. In prep, I am using Road Glazing Milk and Peptide Glazing Serum to make her base more glowy. If you'd like to be more matte, you can use a mattifying primer after this step. To prep the lips, I am using a hydrating lip mask. If your lips feel more dry, try using a lip scrub before. To shape the brows, I am brushing the brows out with a wand. To give more definition, I am filling out the areas that have less hair in hair-like strokes, and later buffing out the color with my wand. You can use an eyebrow pencil, powder, or pomade to fill in your brows. To choose your brow color, I would go a shade and a half lighter. To set the brows, I lightly brush an eyebrow gel. This step you can skip if you don't want the fluffy brows. After brows, I start with eyes. I am using a concealer that is a shade and a half lighter than the skin as her base color. To apply it, I am using a flat brush in patting motions. Later I'm buffing it out. For concealer, we are using Tarte Shape Tape. To set her eyes, I am using a nude eyeshadow in patting motions. You can also use a translucent pressed powder. You can also clean up the bottom of your brows with this step. Don't worry about being too clean. I'll show you how to clean it up later. If you don't want your pressed powder or setting powder to go on too cakey, you can tap it on the back of your hand. That has saved me so many times. You can also tap on the back of your hand if you want it to be less pigmented. For more definition, I'm using a warm brown color starting in the outer corner of her eye with a fluffy eyeshadow brush. I am using circular motions only on the outer corner and later windshield wiping motions to blend that shadow to the crease. Before moving to the crease, make sure the brush has less product to prevent the shadow from going on too dark. You can also tap your fluffy brush beforehand to take off any excess product if you are a little fearful of being too pigmented. If you have a cooler skin tone, consider using a taupe eyeshadow instead. Using back and forth motions, I am lightly adding some brown eyeliner to tight line. Tight lining is focusing more so on the waterline versus the outer corners. This technique definitely helps blend in your lashes. It helps them appear more thicker. Once I am done buffing the waterline, I am going in with my lid eyeshadow color. Using a flat brush, I am patting that eyeshadow in to give the lid more pigment. After eyes, I start applying the base for her face. The foundation we are using is the Dior Backstage foundation. I find that this works for all skin types and is so buildable. I am using a dense foundation brush to apply this in tapping motions. Tapping motions always presses it into the skin a lot better than just wiping it. If you have more drier skin, you can do this using a beauty blender. I just find that brushes are a lot more easier to clean in my kit, so I always just throw those away. To apply concealer, I apply a tiny dot near the inner and outer corner of the eye to prevent any creasing. Again, using tapping motions with either your brush or your beauty blender. If you want more pigment, just add another layer of that concealer. To clean up the corners, try buffing out the concealer upward. This will also help give the appearance of a lifted eye. To set the eyes, I use a translucent powder. I apply this in tapping motions after patting the excess powder on the back of my hand. With a cream bronzer, I am creating a contour. In patting motions, I am blending upward just to diffuse that line. I used a angled fluffy brush that is a little bit more dense. I used the same brush for my blush in the same tapping motions. I love how dewy her skin looks right now. After the face, I line the lips just to make sure that her lipstick stays in place. After applying the lip liner, I apply her lipstick in the middle of her lips. After lips are applied, I go in with a setting spray. The first setting spray will add hydration and just blend the makeup in together. Once the first setting spray is dry, I go in with an aerosol setting spray. This will help the makeup last all day. Here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this and talk to you soon.